Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Daddy. So, the ending of the Wellington film locations for Lord of the Rings is right now. This is something you've probably been looking forward to seeing because this is where the magic happened. That's right, I'm talking about a little place in Wellington called Miramar where the film studios happen to be. Now, of course, our first stop on the way was going to be Stone Street Studios. Now, the green screen that you see once upon a time used to be a blue screen, but there were too many issues with the blue screen. Here in New Zealand and of course around the world, there's a lot of blue eyes, blue sky, you know, that kind of thing that really doesn't mix well with the blue screen. So now it's a green screen, much like the one behind me, just a lot bigger. And it's held up by 50 shipping containers. Now sadly, Stone Street Studios do not have a way that you can venture in on a tour because quite constantly they are filming. And as you can imagine in the contracts, they always stipulate no photography or anything while on set, so they don't want a lot of fans going in, swamping the directors and the stars and taking a million photos for Facebook to ruin the movies that they are creating. Now F&G Studio that's there stands for Frodo and Gandalf, and K Studio of course being Kong. Now K Studio is the biggest studio they have at Stone Street. K Studio is actually 24,100 square feet. Now travelling down this side, these are the only studios they had for Lord of the Rings. F, G and K were built afterwards. Prior to these stages being built, they were car parks. So in these studios, they had all the sets and everything built for Lord of the Rings. Nowadays, they're used for hair, makeup, and anything and everything else that's required for a film set, but enough away out of the action. Now as we drive past the Roxy Cinema is a very beautiful Art Deco kind of cinema. It was recently acquired in the last 20 years by Jamie Selkirk, who's editor of Lord of the Rings, and Richard Taylor, who's owner-operator of Weta Workshop. As you may or may not see as we drive past, you can actually see Gandalf. And next to that we have California Gardens. Now that's exactly what it was in its time, but California Gardens was closed down and brought by Sir Peter Jackson. I believe it was Sir Peter that brought it, but it was converted into a 360-degree green screen for Mortal Engines. Now, Weta is still trying to work out what to do with the facility, so at the moment it is literally a car park for Weta Workshop. One of the ideas that are in circulation at the moment is to convert it into a giant underwater film centre, so you can do all those kind of cool underwater scenes and stuff like that. Park Road Post-Production is the only place that was built from the ground up. This here is where Peter Jackson works, and also where they have the editing facilities. Now, of course, if you're working long hours, you don't really want to have a drive back to the hotel or whatever. If you're a film director and you're there for a couple of days, well, it's only fitting that you sleep close. So inside Park Road Post, they have sleeping quarters, and they also have a cafe/restaurant. Now, also inside Park Road Post are 3 theatres. Now, they use one purely as a theatre. They use the other 2 for sound editing, colouring and all that kind of stuff to be able to get that real effect and to be able to see what will be seen on the big screen so they can get that true colour. So here we have 151 Park Road. This facility here is used for all your shipping. So if you're from overseas or even in New Zealand and you order something through the Weta shop, this is where it'll be dispatched. In the Lord of the Rings days, this was used for special effects. And one of the coolest effects that I've heard from one of the Weta tour guides is, if you remember Frodo and Sam, after they've destroyed the ring, they're waiting on the rock for the eagles to come and save them. While the lava that flows around them is purely made up by McDonald's apple pie sauce with a little bit of food colouring. How about that for Kiwi ingenuity? And of course, here is Weta Workshop. Now, Weta Workshop are the ones that make the props, weapons, costumes, all that kind of stuff that's required for film, and of course is home to the Weta Cave. Now, this facility here may just look like a school. Well, it partly is, but partly isn't. The big facility that you can see here is actually owned and used by Weta Digital. Weta Digital have about 10 or 12 different buildings around Miramar, so quite often if you can see a building that doesn't have a street number or a company name, chances are it is a film studio or a soundstage. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. When you're in Wellington next, be sure to pull up this video so then you can go and check out the locations for yourself. I've been Pop Daddy. If you like it, subscribe it, and of course I'll catch you guys on the next video. There we go, guys. the Wellington Film Locations for the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I know it's pretty exciting. What's more exciting is the fact I live here, so I get to see these places, except the ones that I can't see for whatever reason, and that's pretty cool. But of course, we do now have the rest of the North Island to go and the South Island locations. I've been Pop Daddy. If you like it, subscribe it, and of course, I will see you guys, well, next week. Alright team, real quickly, just want to give a quick couple of shout outs to some people that have helped me with this video, whether it be references or actually helped me. So the first one's for Jack Mashila. Thank you very much for assisting with some photos that you had and allowing me to use them in these location videos. Of course, can't forget Ian Brody in the location guidebooks. I mean, they've been major helps. And of course, talking about Ian Brody, he's got that new app, remember he spoke about in last week's interview, Set Jitters. So I've been using that as well. It's a major help. If you're looking at film locations and stuff, then download Set Jitters. It is free and it can tell you what's around your area, if there is anything, and you can search by movie, city, or location, which is pretty damn cool. So once again, massive thank you to Jack, Ian, Set Jitters.